Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving into a brand new explainer that is honestly your ultimate election day playbook. We're pulling from the fantastic socio-legal research over at the We and Law Civic Education Hub, and we're zeroing in on the voting arena itself, specifically sections 44 through 59 of the Electoral Act 2026. If you've ever wondered exactly what your legal rights are the second you walk through those polling unit gates, well, you are definitely in the right place.
We've got a really clear roadmap for today. We're going to cover preparing the polling unit, accreditation and BVAS rules, voting and the secret ballot, handling overvoting and errors, and finally, accessibility and lawful conduct. Let's get right into it.
Section 1. Preparing the polling unit. Okay, let's look at the strict legal hurdles that have to be cleared before a single vote is even cast. You know, the integrity of Election Day doesn't just begin when you show up in line. It starts way earlier. Sections 44 through 46 mandate some serious transparency. Exactly 14 days out, the Independent National Electoral Commission, or INEC, has to publish a formal notice. That notice locks in the day, the hours, and the exact locations of the polling units. Then fast forward to election morning. Right at the official fixed opening hour, the presiding officer is legally bound to show everyone standing there that the ballot box is totally, completely empty. And this brings us to Section 46, subsection 1. Once that empty box is displayed to the public, the presiding officer has to immediately close and seal it, and the law is super explicit here. It has to be sealed in a way that prevents anyone unauthorized from opening it. It's a literal, physical safeguard against early morning tampering. Plus, that box has to stay in full public view until the poll entirely closes. No taking it to a back room. Section 2. Accreditation and BVAS rules. Right, so imagine you're stepping up to the voting area. Before you even touch a ballot paper, you have to be legally verified. Under Section 47, proxy voting is an absolute no-go. You have to be physically present. You hand over your permanent voter's card, your PVC, to the presiding officer. Then they use the bimodal voter accreditation system. You've probably heard it called BVAS, or, a similar authorized piece of tech. This machine legally authenticates your identity. You literally cannot bypass this step. But hey, technology isn't perfect, right? So this brings up a huge question we get all the time on Election Day. What actually happens if the BVAS device completely fails during accreditation, and there's no replacement anywhere in sight? Are you just out of luck? Well, the Electoral Act actually gives us a really solid safety net under Section 47, subsection 3. I like to call it the 24-hour rescheduling rule. If the tech crashes and they can't get a new device out there, the election in that specific unit is canceled. But if the commission determines that those missing votes could substantially change the final outcome of the entire election, they are legally required to schedule a fresh election for that unit within 24 hours. So, a technical glitch doesn't just automatically wipe out your community's voice. Quick pause. Before we step into the voting booth to look at the ballot itself, make sure you step into our community. If this explainer is helping you out, hit that subscribe button for the We and Law YouTube channel and ring the notification bell. It's hands down the easiest way to empower your civic journey. Section 3. Voting and the secret ballot. Okay, you're officially accredited. How does the law actually structure your moment of choice? Nigeria uses something defined in the law as the open secret ballot system. It sounds like a bit of an oxymoron, right? But it's actually a brilliant balance. It's open because you queue up in public and drop your ballot in a clear box for everyone to see, but it's secret because the actual marking of your ballot, that happens completely in private. Literally nobody is allowed to know who you picked. To visualize it, just think of it in 3 simple steps. Step 1, you queue up openly. By the way, Section 49 notes this can be separated by men and women if local culture requires it. Step 2, you get your ballot, step into a private booth, and mark it in total secrecy. Step 3, you walk back out and drop that folded ballot into the transparent box right in front of the officials, the agents, and the general public. Section 4, handling overvoting and errors. So what happens when things go wrong? The law anticipates human error, and let's be real, it anticipates foul play too. Let's talk about Section 51. This is a strict mathematical rule designed to stop ballot stuffing dead in its tracks. It's all about overvoting. If the total number of votes inside that ballot box is higher than the number of people the BVAS machine actually accredited, the presiding officer has to cancel the entire result for that polling unit. Period. You just can't cheat the math. If the numbers don't perfectly align, the results get thrown out to protect the integrity of the wider election. But what about innocent personal mistakes? So many voters stress that a tiny slip-up is going to ruin their vote forever. First off, under Section 52, never write your name on the ballot. Actually, scratch that. Don't put any identifying mark on it at all, because that ruins the secret ballot and invalidates your vote entirely. But let's say you accidentally tear it or make a mistake while marking it. Don't panic. Under Section 53, you have a legal right to hand that spoiled ballot right back to the presiding officer. They'll cancel it out and hand you a fresh replacement ballot so you can vote properly.
Section 5. Accessibility and lawful conduct. Finally, let's look at how the Act ensures the voting arena is a space that is safe, fair, and accessible to every single eligible citizen.
Section 54 is absolutely crucial. It's a legal mandate that protects visually impaired, incapacitated, and vulnerable voters. The Commission has to provide things like Braille or sign language where possible, but more importantly, if you have a physical disability or visual impairment, the law guarantees you the right to bring a trusted assistant of your own choosing to help you navigate the polling place and cast your vote. You are definitely not left to fend for yourself.
Now, to keep the peace so everyone can actually exercise these rights, Sections 56 through 58 lay down a strict code of conduct. These are the absolute do-nots. First, you can only vote at your allotted polling unit. Trying to vote somewhere else or pretending to be someone else, that is a severe criminal offense and you can literally be arrested on the spot. Also, the presiding officer has the power to eject anyone who is being disorderly, refusing lawful orders, carrying a weapon, or trying to canvass for votes inside the voting area. The arena has to remain peaceful.
Which brings us to one of the most important questions of Election Day. What if it's the official closing time, but you are still stuck in a massive line? Does the law protect your right to vote? Under Section 59, the answer is a resounding yes. As long as you are physically in the queue when the official closing time hits, they have to let you vote no matter how long it takes. And once that very last vote drops into the box, we move to the moment everyone's waiting for, the counting. We'll be breaking down that fascinating legal process in our next explainer. Until then, as you get ready to head to the polls, ask yourself, are you fully prepared to exercise and defend the legal rights you now hold? Thanks so much for hanging out with us, and we'll see you next time.